Apart from being the country where water is revered and rivers are goddesses, India has a glorious maritime history. Trade in India dates back to 2500 BC, when Mohenjo-daro and Harappan people traded with Mesopotamia and Egypt. The oldest ever dockyard of India in the town of Lothal in Gujarat is a testimony to our maritime heritage. Under the Indo-Greek Friendship Treaty during King Ashoka's reign, the Mauryan international network of trade expanded far and wide. In order to facilitate greater trade with the neighboring countries, King Ashoka constructed many waterways, roads and canals. India's riches lured countless explorers, for even Columbus, who went on to discover America instead. Such was the magnetic appeal of India's maritime trade. In the present context, India is one of the most progressive maritime nations of the world, owing to its many maritime advantages. India is the 16th largest maritime country in the world. Its silvery coastline runs over 7,517 kilometers. Connecting to important shipping routes, India has 12 major ports and 187 non-major ports. About 90% of India's trade by volume and 70% by value are moved through maritime transport. India's container trade is growing at 6.7% per annum, faster than the global average of 5.4% over the past 10 years. Tonnage of Indian ships has crossed 10 million, with potential for more investment. With a cargo traffic of more than 1 billion tons per annum, apart from the numerous ports that help facilitate trade and transport, India's inland waterways, spanning 14,426 kilometers, also offer immense potential for maritime development. Being the largest peninsular subcontinent, India has a strategic location advantage as a sea trade route for all major trading countries. For investors, India's rich talent force opens up new areas for benefiting from cross-nation trade and skill exchange. India is one of the earliest members of the IMO. As a member of the Council of the IMO, India actively participates in all the IMO forums. India took a major role in the formation of a regional MOU on port-state control in the Indian Ocean region for fostering regional cooperation and technical assistance among the Indian Ocean RIM countries on PSC matters. Maritime trade and shipping industry is fast becoming the backbone of world trade once again. India's second largest trading bloc, the European Union, is accounting for around 20% of Indian trade. During 2014-2015, India was the 9th largest trading partner of European Union. The proposed free trade agreement between India and the European Union will create new jobs, better trade opportunities, apart from opening up avenues for trade-related investments. Year on year, the Indian shipping industry has been growing, backed by a robust growth of Indian economy that's seeing more liberalization, higher industrialization, technological growth, free trade, and increasing number of technically skilled manpower. The Indian government is further removing barriers to foster maritime trade by relaxing trade policies and regulations. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's Make in India program is another step that is opening up a sea of opportunities for investors in India. The Sagarmala project is an ambitious plan for maritime sector, and investors will rejoice on discovering the opportunities that it opens up in India. Technologically, India is setting global benchmarks with the Indian Regional Navigational Satellite System that's designed and developed to provide accurate position information service to users in India as well as the region extending up to 1,500 kilometers from the boundary. Through its National Perspective Plan, NPP, the Ministry of Shipping is fostering maritime growth by comprehensive and integrated development of Indian coastline by identifying potential geographical regions, namely the Coastal Economic Zones (CEZs), extending 300 to 500 kilometers along the coast and 200 to 300 kilometers across inland waterways. The National Waterways Bill 2015 was introduced in Lok Sabha by the Minister of Road Transport, Highways and Shipping, Shri Nitin Gadkari. The bill identifies additional 101 waterways as national waterways. The government plans to provide facilities and concessions to the investors by building terminals and ports. Apart from the trade avenues, there's immense potential in fisheries sector and cruise tourism in India, especially in the islands of Andaman, Nicobar and Lakshadweep. We invite you to invest in marine-rich India and explore the ocean of opportunities and benefits to your advantage. And the right time to anchor in India is today and now.